Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anne. On today's tutorial, we are going to be working up this gorgeous sweater. You'll need 2 balls of this nude color, 1 ball of the green colored yarn and 1 ball of the mustard colored yarn and a 3mm hook. The tutorial is really beginner friendly and it works up really fast. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. We'll be using Super Saver and a 3mm hook. So you're going to start your work by making a slip stitch and then make a chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make a chain of 100. After you've made 100 chains, you're going to chain 1, 2, and you're going to skip 3 stitches, and on the 4th stitch, you're going to make a double crochet, and this is going to count as a double crochet. So you have 1, 2, you have 2 double crochets, and in the next stitch, make a double crochet. 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 You're going to keep making double crochets until you get to the end of your row, and I will meet you guys there. We are on our last stitch. We are going to make our last double crochet. And we are going to measure this. This measures up to 23 inches when it is not stretched. So how I got that number, I took my hips measurement, I divided the number by 2. For example, 40, I divide 40 by 2, that is going to give me 20, and then 20, I added 3 more inches, just cause I want my sweater to be a bit baggy. If you have a bigger chest, you can use your chest measurement. For example, you take your chest measurement, you divide that by 2, and the number you get, you add 3 inches or 2 inches, depending on what you're going for really. If you're going for a baggy fit, you just use the widest part of your body to come up with the best measurement for you. Anyway, we are going to move on to our second row. You're going to chain 1, 2, 3. This does count as a double crochet. And when you turn your work, you're going to skip 1 stitch. And on the second stitch, you're going to make a double crochet. On the next chain, make a double crochet. On the next stitch, make a double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you're going to do this until you get to the end of the row. I'm going to meet you guys there. We are on our last stitch. We are going to make a double crochet on this stitch. You should ensure you have 100 stitches. You're going to chain 1, 2, 3 for our 3rd row. This chain 3 does count as a stitch, so you're going to skip 1 stitch, and onto the next stitch you're going to make a double crochet. Keep making double crochets until you get to the end of your row, and I will meet you guys there. This is our last stitch. So we are going to repeat this row until we have a total number of 28 rows, or until we have 16 inches. And I will meet you guys after that. We are done with our panels. I did 28 rows, and I did the same for my other panel. You start with 100 stitches and it should end with 100 stitches. You're making them the same way you made the front panel. So on this panel, I have 28 rows, and on this panel, I have 28 rows as well. So we are going to join the 2 panels together at the shoulder area. You're going to count from 1 up to 30. When you reach your 30th stitch, put a stitch marker. You count 1 up to 30 on the other side as well and put a stitch marker. And we're going to join both of these two panels together. So make a slip stitch, attach your yarn at this corner and make your very first stitch, just like that. In the same stitch, make a single crochet in the same stitch. So moving on into the next stitch, you're going to insert your hook on the back loop, and on the other side insert your hook on both loops and make a single crochet. Insert your hook in the back loop, insert your hook on both loops and make a single crochet. Insert your hook in the back loop, insert your hook on both loops and make a single crochet. Keep making single crochets until you get to the place where you placed your stitch marker. And we are there. We are going to remove these 2 stitch markers on both sides. And we are going to join these 2 stitches together. And then chain 2 and cut off your yarn. This is what you should have. You're going to do the same for this other side as well. After that, we are going to have our neck area. So let's measure and see how many inches we left for our neck area. That's around 11 inches. We're going to join our sides, and remember we made a total number of 28 rows. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. On your 14th stitch, put a stitch marker. You're going to count the back side as well. You're going to put your stitch marker on the 14th stitch on the other side as well. So from here, we are going to join our work together. Take your yarn and make a slip stitch, and we're going to start joining from this point where we placed our stitch marker going downwards. Insert your hook there and make a slip stitch, and in the same stitch make a single crochet. Remove this stitch marker on the other side, and on this stitch we are going to be making 2 single crochet in every double crochet stitch, and when you get to this point you're going to join it on the other side as well. Make a single crochet. When you get to the single crochet stitch, double crochet stitch, make 2 single crochet. We are going to attach our work using single crochets, and I will meet you guys when you get to the end of your row. We are on our last stitch. We are going to make 2 single crochet, and on this stitch we are going to attach it on the other stitch and make our last single crochet, chain 2, and we are done. And this is what you should have for your arm area. We are going to do this on our other side, and I will meet you guys after that. We have joined both sides together. This is what you should have, and of course you should be joining on your wrong side. For the sleeve area, you should leave 8.5 inches. I'm going to be changing colors. We are going to be using this mustard yarn. We are going to start attaching from this point right here, this corner. Make a slip stitch just like that, and on your very first stitch, insert your hook, make a slip stitch, and on the same stitch, chain one. On the same stitch, make a single crochet, and on the next stitch, make 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and on this joining stitch, make a single crochet. On this double crochet stitch, make 2 single crochet. On this joining stitch right here, make a single crochet. On this double crochet stitch, make 2 single crochets. We are at our shoulder area. Make 2 single crochet in this double crochet stitch, and on this joining space, make 1 single crochet. It shouldn't be this hard to go through. Make your single crochet. This is going to lead us to the other side. Make 2 single crochet in the double crochet stitch and make a single crochet at the joining stitch. We are going to be doing this until we get to the end of our row. I'm going to meet you guys there. We are on our very last stitch. We are going to place 2 single crochet on that stitch, and at the corner here we're going to place our last single crochet. And by the end of this row, you should have a total number of 84 single crochet. You're going to chain 1, 2, 3, and you're going to turn this way. Once you've turned your work this way, you're going to chain 3, skip the first stitch, and in the next stitch, make a double crochet. In the next stitch, make a double crochet. In the next stitch, make a double crochet. And in the next stitch, make double crochet. And we're going to keep making double crochets until you get to the end of our row, and I'm going to meet you guys there. We are almost at the very end of our last stitch. Make a double crochet in the last stitch. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Turn your work this way. And this chain 3 does count as a stitch. So we are going to skip 1 stitch, and in the next stitch, make a double crochet. In the next stitch, make a double crochet. In the next stitch, make a double crochet. Our work is going to be a repeat of this row until you have a total number of 28 rows of double crochets, and I'm going to meet you guys after that. We are done with our 28 rows of double crochet. So for the next part, we are going to start making our cuff area. So don't cut off your yarn. We're going to start by making a chain of 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Once you make a chain of 16, chain 1 more, and on the second stitch from the hook, make a slip stitch. On the next stitch, make a slip stitch, and onto the next stitch, make a slip stitch. Keep making slip stitches until you get to your last stitch. Make your last slip stitch, and when you get to the bottom of your work right here, skip 1 stitch, skip this first stitch, and in the next double crochet stitch, make a slip stitch. In the next stitch, make a slip stitch. In the next stitch, make a slip stitch. Turn your work this way. We are not chaining one, we are just turning our work. Once you turn your work, you're going to slip stitch in the very first stitch. So slip stitch in the first stitch, slip stitch into the next stitch, and we are making back loop slip stitches. So keep making back loop slip stitches. Don't make your stitches tight so that you can be able to go through them easily. So make your slip stitch until you get to the end of the row. So by the end of this row, you should have a total number of 16 slip stitches. On this side of your work, we are chaining one, and then we are going to turn our work, and on the very first stitch, make back loop slip stitches. On the next stitch, make slip stitches until you have a total number of 16 slip stitches. So when you get to the bottom part, you're going to skip one stitch. So skip that stitch. In the next stitch, make a slip stitch. In the next stitch, make a slip stitch. In the next stitch, make a slip stitch. Turn your work this way and make a slip stitch. Make slip stitches, back loop slip stitches until you get to the end of your row. We are going to be repeating our first row until we have 4 stitches left at the end here, and I will meet you guys there. We are back at this point. We have 4 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to skip one stitch, and in the next stitch make a slip stitch. In the next stitch make a slip stitch, and in the last stitch make a slip stitch. Then turn your work this way, and on your very first stitch make a back loop single crochet. So keep making single crochets until you are at the end of your row. We are on our very last stitch. You're going to make your last slip stitch, chain 2, and then cut off your yarn. This is what you should have. So we're going to turn our work to our wrong side. Once you turn your work to your wrong side, take your yarn and make a slip stitch. And on this very first single crochet row that we made, we are going to insert our hook there on our very first single crochet row. Insert your hook and make your slip stitch, and into the same stitch make a single crochet. Once you've done that, we are going to be joining everything together. So we are going to be joining our work using single crochet. So on the double crochet stitches, you're going to be making 2 single crochet in every double crochet stitch. So just make your single crochets. I will meet you guys when you get to the cuff area. We are at our cuff area. We are going to be going through our back loop on one side, and on the other side we are going to be going through both loops, and then make a slip stitch instead of a single crochet. Go through the back loop, go through both loops on the other side, and make a slip stitch. Go through the same stitch again one more time and make a slip stitch. chain 2, and cut off your yarn. This is what you should have once you are done joining your sleeve on the wrong side. This is what our work looks like on the right side. So we are going to do the same for our other sleeve. I did the sleeve in a green color. I just repeated the same thing I did for this side, and I did it on the other side as well. We are going to start making our neckline ribbing, and we left 40 stitches on this side and 40 stitches on the other side as well. We are going to take 40 plus 40, and that is going to give us 80. Take your yarn, start by making a slip stitch for your neckline ribbing, and make a chain of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After you've made a chain of 6, chain 1, and on the second chain from the hook, make a single crochet, and on to the next stitch, make a single crochet, on to the next stitch, make a single crochet. This is our last single crochet stitch. We're going to insert our hook and make a single crochet. By the end of this row, you should have 6 single crochet. Chain 1, turn your work, and on the back loops only make single crochets. Chain 1, turn your work, and on the back loop only make back loop single crochets. And this is our third row. So our work is going to be a repeat of this back loop single crochet until you have a total number of 80 rows, and I'm going to meet you guys after that. We are done with our back loop single crochet. We have a total number of 80 rows. I ended up making single crochet on top of my rows, so you should have a total number of 80 single crochet stitches. We are going to attach this to our neckline area. We are going to start attaching from this corner. We are attaching on the wrong side. This is the right side, but when you flip it this way, this becomes the wrong side. So we are going to make a chain of 1, and then on the same stitch, insert your hook and make a single crochet. Okay. On the next stitch, insert your hook on the back loop of this single crochet stitch, but insert your hook on both loops on the neckline. Insert your hook on the back loop only, and insert your hook on both loops. Insert your hook on the back loop. Insert your hook on both loops. This is how your neckline should look like once you turn it to the right side. Keep attaching your ribbing until you get to this point right here, and I'm going to meet you guys there. We are at the end of our row. We are going to be joining these two parts together. So insert your hook and make a single crochet. Insert your hook and make a single crochet. And we are going to be attaching our work using single crochets. Our last stitch, insert your hook and make a single crochet. This is what you should have after you are done attaching your ribbing. So for the bottom ribbing of our sweater, we are going to attach our yarn at one corner and we are going to be making single crochet. So make single crochet in one stitch, skip the next stitch, make single crochet in the next stitch, skip one stitch, make single crochet in the next stitch, skip one stitch and make single crochet in the next stitch, skip one stitch and make single crochet in the next stitch, skip one stitch and make single crochet in the next stitch. So you're going to repeat that until you get to the point where you attached your yarn. This is the point where we attach our yarn and make a slip stitch, chain 2 and cut off your yarn and pull through. So this is what you should have after you've done making your single crochet in every other stitch. Anyway, we are going first to sew in all our ends and after that we will be done. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly subscribe and let me know what you think in the comment down below. Bye bye and have a good day.